"Why did you ask my name?" said Tungal. "Because the infected seems to be unable to speak about themselves," responds the young man. "How do you know that?" "It is... It's Vegistra, she didn't make it. Follow me, I found some survivors." She brings him to a ruined castle. In it were a big dozen of people. Most of them were civilians. 3 people were placed around a table on which was placed a map. "I found him," says the young woman. "Right," said one of the witch. "The haze seems to disappear. We can go to the tower. Just take care about the rosebush." "The rosebush? What is that?" asked Tungal. "The name we gave to the infected," said Aedris. They started to walk toward the forest. When they reached its end, they saw some rosebush, but a lot of them seems to walk to the north. "They probably try to attack the people who stay in their village," said one of the civilians. If that was true, it could be terrible. The biggest part of the clan's armies came to the celebration. The villagers were only protected by a little number of fighters. However, it was impossible for the group to try something. The number of rosebush was too high to have a chance. They stayed hid behind the trees until the last of the infected passed. It took a few hours, and Tengal saw some of the biggest clan leaders among them. The haze attack had completely decapitated the government of Stavza. In one day, it lost rulers, generals, and the biggest part of its army. Finally, they started to move through the tower. They reached it during the morning. The door seems to be rotten, but it didn't break. One of the witch knocked on the door. "Who are you?" said a voice inside. "I'm Pieda Couler, from the Clan Moonlui clan." "What is your maxim?" responds the voice. "By the night we won." The door slowly opened. Tengal noticed that the interior was burnt. Apparently, it succeeded to stop the corruption. In the tower were a little group of survivors. "We thought we were the only survivors," said one of them. "We wanted to wait here the reinforcement from the clans in Redfield." Aedris turned a gaze to Tengal. He felt a thrill in his back. If the army sent in Redfield also bring haze in it, it could be terrible. The city had a population of 1 million of people, and moreover, the haze possibly destroyed the leaders of the Great Temple and the Radiant Empire. 2 of the most powerful armies in the west of Terebia could lost their generals. The situation was bad. Slavza was in the middle of the Ardborg kingdom. It would probably fall in a very little time. It remained only 3 countries which could easily go in war against the haze: the Gallic Kingdom, the Hellenic Empire, and the Isinati Federation. Tengal looked on the map. If the Radiant Empire fall, all the supply routes from the east would be cut, so reinforcements could only arrive from the south. All the countries had strong armies due to the high tensions between the empire. But the Isinati Federation was an exception, which used mercenaries and was strong moreover because of its commercial power. But that didn't mean that the next attack would be on it. Ineffective, the castle that Tengal was supposed to attack with his regiment of Inquisitor was near the south of the Gallic Kingdom. Because of that, it could be attacked from the east, the north, and the south. Even if the country had a powerful army, it could not support an attack on all that points. The third option was that the leader of the haze wanted to increase his control on the territories he conquest. "Hey, come here," said the former inquisitor. The witches and Aedris came around the table. He explained the situation to them. After that, they debate about it during 1 or 2 hours before to take a decision. Aedris and Tungal would go to the Roar, the capital of the Gaelic kingdom, to warn the king about the danger. After that, they would do the same for the 2 other countries. During that time, Slavza had to fight to stop the progression of the Rosebush. None of the witches were clan leaders, but grudge was typical of the population of the region, and it was easy to gather them around it. They decided to ignore Whitfield for the moment. They didn't had enough power to try something new, and that brings them to their last objective. They needed a new army, and a strong one.